Okay, good morning, guys. This is Damion from Luxury Property Partners. And what I want to do today at this Agents Day is introduce you to all of the agents because they're out here getting their content, doing what they do best to give the most exposure to our clients. But I would say arguably one of the most, if not the most important person in this business is Georgie. So Georgie joined within a couple of months of the idea that myself, Tyler, Matt and Summer had about Luxury Property Partners. She worked for Fine & Country, the same as me, prior to this. But I think it's good for buyers and sellers, if anybody does watch this kind of content of mine, to get to know me, to get to know the agents, to get to know Georgie, because for some people, we're going to be a perfect fit. Some people might think, I don't want to do business with those guys. But I think to know somebody, to trust somebody and to like somebody is a good reason to do business with people. And I think having things like this would be great. So I want to introduce Georgie today, who I don't just want to use the word assistant because I would say she's the boss basically, but she's very good at what she does. She's kind of the backbone of the company. She takes on all of the agents. She takes care of all of the admin side of the business. She brings on new assistants. We've got Roxana now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to hand over to Georgie now so you can get to know her and a little bit about her story and ultimately your goals.
Okay, so I suppose a little bit about me is I probably went through traditional routes of education. I did A-levels, then did university, and I ended up actually becoming a secondary school teacher. So that was kind of my first proper career. I very quickly realised it didn't probably fulfil me. I didn't know what was missing. And actually probably stepping into the property industry, I've now kind of realised what was missing, but it is that, that industry that is quick, it's fast paced, we're dealing with, really interesting clients. That's quite rewarding for me. So yeah, I very quickly shifted. I started with Fine & Country with Damion. I loved it there. It was brilliant. The progression for myself probably wasn't there. And, when Damion and Tyler came to me about this, it was just an idea on paper at that point of Luxury Property Partners, I jumped at it. I thought it was a fantastic concept for a new property brand, but I also loved the intention behind it. It wasn't just setting up a company to just, sell property. They're trying to raise the standards. There's a bigger motivation, there's a bigger goal behind it and a vision. So that was something that I was really keen to get involved with. And I think from that, my role is probably developing every day, because I've been with you from the beginning. So I kind of see myself as although I'm probably one of the youngest members, like the mum. So I'm very protective over everybody. I want to make sure that everybody succeeds. I want to look after everybody, whether that's from an administration point of view, whether that's from a support element, whether that's helping hold agents accountable, kind of checking in with them. Also our clients, I like to create relationships with our clients. So, the lovely owners of this property that we're in now, I feel like I've actually only got to meet them in person today, but I feel like I've known them for quite a while because we build that relationship. So even from the back end, that relationship is being built. And it's important for you, I think, for, any assistant or anybody that is supporting you in your business, that it is like a group kind of dynamic. It's not just Damion, it's Damion and his team. So, and that's why we have the agents here today. So they see that you've got your team behind you.
Yeah, and I think the first year was all about building the brand. So myself, Tyler, Georgie, and a few agents were really heavily pushing the brand. And I was kind of 24/7, listings, grinding away. Year 2, which was last year, was kind of bringing on more agents and really pushing myself to a different level. And this year is a little bit of a different one for me and for Georgie. So my role now is to not necessarily take on as many of these big and beautiful listings. My role obviously is that, because I'm an agent at heart. I still own the business, but I want to have the best training set up for these agents. We have 3 days a week where we train with all of the guys. And I think in any other industry where it's self-employed, Georgie's job would be to hire as many agents as possible, oversaturate the market, get the brand out there, LPP. But we know you only get one chance really to make a good first impression and to build a reputation. And I think your goal personally is to take on 100 agents. Yeah. You probably could have taken on 25 this week, but you're rejecting a lot. Yeah. And this is the way that we're going to raise the standards in the industry, because it certainly is broken. If the average fee is 0.75% and we're trying to charge 2.5% plus VAT plus a marketing contribution, we've got to be above everybody else, and not in an ego way, but we've got to set the standards. We've got to have the best agents. And sometimes, and I think, Georgia, you broke somebody's heart last week because they really wanted to be part of the company, and it's nothing against them, but we know we've got certain criteria that we have to meet if we want to take this to the next level.
Yeah, and I do think personally, I've interviewed a lot of individuals for this type of role, and I can see a lot of hunger in a lot of younger people. I can see a lot of hunger, but they're not there yet. So I do offer, straightforward, direct feedback. And I genuinely think that's going to help individuals better themselves, personal development, and they could become an agent in 12 months with us. So it's not about just saying, absolutely, you're not the right fit and, pushing them to the side. I actually am trying to help them better their kind of development as well. And that takes time, but that's something that I'd like to do for people that have taken the time to kind of come to us and want to be a part of our business. But I think also from a training perspective, like you were just touching on, I've had a lot of people message me or mention in interviews, like, what is the training structure like? Because I genuinely feel in this type of self-employed model, we are going to become the lead front runners of our training and our mentorship, because that's something that is missing in a lot of self-employed models. And whether that comes from my teaching background, but I'm very specific on how people learn, how people actually retain the information, what's the best practices for each individual agent, like actually finding out about their learning styles. And that's something that's not happening, I don't think, in other self-employed models, is that focus on how do we actually create top talent? How do you then retain top talent and look after and nurture our agents, not just leave them, oh, okay, they've joined the business, off you go, make us some money. We've got a full nurturing process, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we all want to, and one of the things that I brought over from the US was constantly evolve. So the reason we train is we want to better ourselves and we want to learn from each other. So it's got to the point now, I did Tony Robbins last year, and it was very pumped up and motivated and jumping around and high energy. But I think that's one thing that we're all learning from each other. Yeah. It's an energy game. And now Mondays before our call, you might think this is crazy, but Mondays we do breathing techniques for like 5-10 minutes. Wednesdays we move around, we dance around, we go crazy. So we're motivating each other. But the stuff we've learned from the best people on the planet is it's an energy game. So we're kind of filling ourselves with energy, because everybody has bad days. The amount of abuse I got yesterday or 2 days ago from one of my clients, it ruined me. But, I just thought to myself, get up, go for a walk, pump yourself up, because it's not that bad. Sometimes you're going to get spoken to like that. Yeah. When there's pressure, you're going to get spoken to like that. And I've dealt with much worse in my life. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got to pick myself up, evolve, think not just about myself, but think about my clients. So even down to the fact of us trying to be healthy, and we're all trying to keep ourselves accountable and saying, look, go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, put it in the WhatsApp group, just so we can all keep each other accountable. And I see Georgie in there, see Tyler in there, see Pierre in there, see Raji in there. So that kind of motivated me. I mean, a lot of these guys are in their late 20s, early 30s. So they've kind of got that energy to do it. But I thought, I'm 39, it's the big 4-0 this year, but I've still got the energy to do it. And I've motivated myself enough to go to the gym, and I've lost 2 more pounds. It's going to be a stone this month. So
I feel like I can see it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I did have a shave. I tried to get rid of as much of this as possible. But I think we're all pushing each other. And that's the good thing about this business. So I'm going to leave the end to Georgie. Maybe if anybody wants to be an agent or is aspiring to be an agent, what kind of traits should they have and what should they do? And if they're not quite ready for it, how can they kind of prepare themselves for it?
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like this is something you'd want to do, but you don't feel whether it's confidence, whether it's to do with knowledge, anything that's kind of holding you back, get resourceful. Go and find ways to develop your confidence. Go and find ways to learn about the property industry. Absorb the right types of videos, podcasts, books. Again, if you follow the right types of people on social media, they're also letting you know the right types of books and podcasts to go and watch. So, making sure you're absorbing the right type of content. And also just check in with yourself in kind of your intentions of why you want to do this. We want individuals that see big things for themselves. We want ambitious individuals. We want hungry individuals and people that won't let anything get in their way. So, 100% accountability, responsibility for everything that you do. So if you are somebody that fits all of those things, amazing, and you want to step into luxury real estate, then obviously you can message me. If you feel like you need to work on things, I'm also happy to help. I've got a library of stuff that I can send to individuals as well. So it's something that you want, then all I would say is don't let anything hold you back.
What a beautiful way to end. And ultimately, look after the client. If you're here just for the money side of it, yeah, you'll earn good money. But if you look after the client, they'll give you the best referrals you could ever imagine. So put your client first, you second, and you'll definitely succeed. So this is Damion and Georgie, and we'll see you guys soon.